an answer. You're going to find an answer for the question, what is sigma level? Are you really interested in knowing answer to the question? What is sigma? What is Six Sigma? What is sigma? And why it is Six Sigma? Why not 5 Sigma or 7 Sigma? All the confusion will now go away. If you pay, some little more attention and then get it clarified when you are not convinced with anything I'm talking. In order for you, in order to understand what is exactly Six Sigma, how it makes sense in any business, you need to know a little bit of statistics. You must know the concept of normal distribution. That has been discussed in the evening yesterday in the doubt clarification session, but I'm only going to bring out the essence of it, right? Because every tool here is an ocean. We are capable of talking about the tool for hours together, but we have the limitation. You have the limitation. So we restrict the discussion. And now the distribution, what you see on the right side, a bell-shaped curve. This is called normal distribution. 95% of the business process produce data that when visualized will exhibit normality, will exhibit normal distribution. That means 95% of the problems in any organization can be solved simply by mastering one single distribution called normal distribution. Whenever you collect data, plot a histogram, like you visualize using a histogram. If it looks like a bell, you can understand it is normal distribution. In normal distribution, in order to understand the normal distribution, two statistical parameters are required. One is average, another one is standard deviation. Tell me honestly, do you all know how to calculate average and standard deviation? Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now I will.
Yes, sir.
Very good. Now I will explain further. Average is nothing but you add all the data which you collected from the process and divide by number of data. That is the average. That average will always appear in the center of the normal distribution. That average will always appear in the center of the normal distribution. And with all the data you have in your hand, you calculate standard deviation using this formula. Look at this formula where X bar is the average. N is the number of data you collected. Xi is the individual data. You learned this in schooling. And X minus X bar means the distance from the center. Distance from the center is the deviation. Distance from the center is the problem. Distance from the target is the problem. So your target and your average should be same. If average overlaps with the target, your intention is very clear. Average falling on target means what you are planning and what you are expecting are same. If average is not on the target, you are planning something and you are expecting something else. That is not going to happen. So please ensure you get the average always on the target. That is one important thing. At the same time, all other readings in your data, if it is away from the center, that is also a problem. That is what you call it deviation. The average of the deviation is called a standard deviation. Since you have the sample data, not the population data, for taking the average of the deviation, we use n-1, not n. And then we take the square root, that is called a standard deviation. So standard deviation tells you how close or how far your data are from the mean value. More the standard deviation, more will be the variation. More the variation, more will be the problem, more will be the customer dissatisfaction. If you want your customers to have a sense of satisfaction with all the products you produce, then sigma measured from the process data should be low. Once you know sigma and standard deviation, you can see sigma and average mu, right? Or I will call it average and standard deviation. Once you know average and standard deviation, you can comment very well about your products. If you run a company, let us say you produce water bottles. In a day, how many water bottles your company may produce? Come on. In a day, how many water bottles your company may produce?
1 lakh.
Yes, Vivek is saying something. Come on.
1 lakh.
Okay. In a day, he produced 1 lakh water bottle. Is it possible for you, Vivek, to check all 1 lakh water bottles before sending to market? You can't really check all 1 lakh. Some of the checking may be destructive. You may break the water bottle and then study. So you can't really break all the 1 lakh pieces. Otherwise, you will lose your entire business, right? So you can only do sampling. There are situations. In fact, most of the situation, you can't do full audit. You can't do full inspection. You can do only sampling. But though you have the limitation to study only with the sample, your intention is to understand about the whole population. Am I correct? You wanted to be sure that all 1 lakh water bottles you produce are capable of satisfying your customer. So that's where comes sampling. That's why sampling techniques have been taught to you today morning. Am I correct? What are the sampling techniques that have been taught to you? Random sampling, systematic sampling, stratified sampling, cluster sampling. Did you understood? Did you understand all those things?
Yes, sir.
Very good. And see, please note, there is no standard solution to any problem. You have to understand the problem and then develop solutions on your own. Though you studied several sampling techniques, we can't say, no, this is the sampling technique that can get you, the real picture of the population. You have to figure it out. What do you want to know? And develop a sampling plan and then implement it. Now, imagine you have taken a sample, you calculated average, you calculated standard deviation, and your data is, exhibiting normality. Now, with the help of average and the standard deviation, you can understand all the 1 lakh products simply by going up to this point. You know what is this point? What is this point called? 100 yesterday, they might know. But what is this point called?
Control
Very
limit.
good. You are right. This is called upper control limit. The formula to locate the upper control limit is mu plus 3 sigma. What is mu? Average. What is sigma? Standard deviation. Average plus 3 times standard deviation gives you upper control limit. Average minus 3 times standard deviation gives you lower control limit. If you know upper control limit and lower control limit, you know about 99.73% of the population. 99.73% of your water bottle features will definitely be inside upper control limit and lower control limit. No doubt on it. This is how normal distribution is helping you to take decision. You have not seen all the bottle. You have seen only sample of 10 bottles, sample of 20 bottles. But 20 bottles is going to speak about 1 lakh bottles. If I take a sample of 20 students right now from this meeting, I can comment very well about the MBA students studying in Wales University. Because all the students who are listening to me right now are from MBA department. But Wales University has produced lakhs of MBAs so far. And you can be used as a sample to predict about the capabilities of the MBAs produced from Wales University. Am I right? So sampling technique is important. How do you use the sample is very important to comment on your population, right? And similarly, when you go up to 2 sigma, that means 2 sigma means center plus 2 sigma. This is now called warning limit. Warning limit on the right side, warning limit on the left side. It all depends on to what extent you want to understand the population. If you want to understand the population very well, at least go up to control limit. If you want to understand only 95% of the population, you are okay with 5% failure or no, you don't want to know about the 5%, go up to warning limit. What is the area that is within warning limit? 95.45. It simply means 95.45% of the population feature will definitely lie within warning limit. When I limit it to 1 sigma limit on the right side, 1 sigma limit on the left side, what percentage of population is included?
68.
That's all. This is what you need to know about normal distribution. Normal distribution means normal distribution will be symmetrical at the center and center is average. Normal distribution is symmetrical at the center. Symmetrical means 50% of the curve will be on the right side of the center. 50% of the curve will be at the center. Right? And in normal distribution, 68.27% of your data points will definitely lie within 1 sigma limit. 95.45% of the data points will lie inside warning limit. 99.73% of the data points will lie inside control limit. All right. 99.9996% of the data points will lie inside 6 sigma limits. When this curve will touch the x-axis, anybody know? You have studied this in 11th standard. Do you think the curve will touch the x-axis? The curve will never touch the x-axis. 100% is never possible. Right? The curve can only be an asymptote. It cannot touch your x-axis. It will touch only at infinity. But we can't go up to infinity. Nobody can go up to infinity. We'll go maximum up to 3 sigma. If you really have strength, energy, and money, you may go up to 6 sigma. But advantage is if you go up to 6 sigma, you are sure about this much percentage of the population. If you go up to 3 sigma, you are sure about 99.73% of the population. It all depends on what you want to achieve. Is this clear? Property of normal distribution, all of you? Can I get a yes?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And now, if you are really interested, you can go deeper and segment your curve into several segments and then understand in detail. So far, I've shown the full curve, only 3 colors. Now, so many parts. You know how the 34.1 came? Can anybody explain?
Divide by 2.
That's all, 68 divided by 2. You know how the 13.6 came? From the 90.
Divide by 4.
Yeah, not divide by 4, it won't happen. Maybe you take a screenshot and try. 95.45 minus 68.27 is the brown color region. After that, you divide by 2, you get 36. Similarly, how the green color 2.1 is coming? 99.73 minus 95.45 divided by 2 will get you this 2.1. Will get you 4.2. And since green is there on both sides, divided by 2 is 2.1. So it requires little more effort. That is why, I've been stressing, your participation right from the beginning, right? And because without your participation, you can't understand the deeper meaning of all these tools. And these are the properties of normal distribution. And I think so far about normal distribution, that is good enough. And give me a minute. Again, I will share the screen and then take you through, understanding the sigma level.